Alright guys, so this is part 2. So this will be the trim. This spout, the arm will go on, and the trim will be finished to complete the finishing portion of this. So before even starting, the plastic guard right here, they didn't cut the tile back far enough. The plastic guard is sitting on the tile. I don't know if that's going to be an issue, but the reason that they have this plastic template is for the guide for the drywall and the tile, and they didn't do this properly. We'll see if it becomes an issue. I may have to take a flathead screwdriver and break the tile out. Alright, so what I've done is I'm taking a 4-foot level. I draw a plumb line. You can use a cross laser as well. But I made a mark for the center of the bar, and then up at the top I've made another mark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill this one first, get the bottom piece on, like this, have the bar go up to the top, and then I will mark the placement of the bar after the bottom part here is already attached to the wall, and that's going to eliminate any possibility of being off for a measurement. Now, to drill this hole, I'm going to use a 3/16 bit. Now, because of the tile, the hole has to be bigger for the tile than the actual screw. All I'm doing here is drilling through the tile. I'm not drilling through everything because I have a 2x6 block going across here and I want to hit the block. Okay, so I started a small hole here just to get it in the right spot. So now I'm going to take my drill bit and some water, and I'm going to drill just through the tile. Alright, that is it. So you will feel when you go through the tile. If you go a little bit into the drywall, that's fine too, but I don't want to go into the 2x6 block. Alright, so here's the piece. You can see the hole, and then I have a 3-inch deck screw that will go down the hole like that. And I'm going to screw it into here. Alright, with that all done, I'm now going to do the top. Alright, so this is our shower arm. This is the scutcheon, so apparently that this one is directional. So this will go on like this. And then I'll take the sticker off. But I'm going to wrap this with Teflon tape and then put a little bit of pipe compound onto this. Unfortunately, because this one is straight, generally when they have a curve, you can put a screwdriver in the top and then twist it on to get more leverage. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this, dope this, and then install it where the wing back in the wall is. Alright, so white Teflon tape. For this one, it's at minimum 6 wraps. 1, 2, 8. And now with our pipe compound. Alright, so I can take out the plastic handy plug. This is meant to give a guide for where the shower head is going to come out. You can see how much bigger they drilled the hole. I think it should be okay though. Okay, so I'm going to grab the shower head and put it on. Alright, next will be this piece here. So this is going to be for the wand water supply. Okay, so this is the brass nipple. I put pipe compound on the one end going onto the inside. I put just Teflon tape on the outside. Get that started. So this is the piece for this one here. Okay, I'm gonna use a screwdriver for extra leverage just to spin this thing on. And then actually a crescent wrench as well. This is the hardest part of the job here. It takes a fair bit of torque to be able to spin the nipple and the fitting on the end to the proper depth and position. So this is one of the reasons why I'm also pro copper. Since everything's been soldered together, you have a nice solid frame inside the wall. If this was PEX, I'm sure this would be problematic because it took a screwdriver and a crescent wrench and a fair bit of effort to get this tightened all the way in. This is now on. This is the next piece, so the piece will slide up onto it, and then there's a screw that is going to go between here and here. Now guys, it's only plastic, so don't get overly aggressive about it. And now we have our chrome cover. Put that on there. And now I'm going to get the hand wand mounted on the rod here. Alright, so this is the bracket for the hand wand. Now I realize that this was supposed to go on before I put this on. Thank you instructions for being so vague. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull out the screw and then slip the bracket on. Alright, so this is our wand. This is the wand hose. Both ends are the same. It has a rubber gasket inside, so you don't need to put tape or anything. Alright, this is the tub spout. This is the discussion. So the discussion sits on the very end like this. Now, over the years of my plumbing career, we've had leaks that stuff has come back down the wall. So with some silicone, just silicone the hole. If the spout doesn't go on, probably the set screw is in too deep. Okay, looking at the bottom of the spout, make sure that it is level. And then the spout can be tightened on. Alright, the last thing to put on is the handle and the cartridge. Okay, so that fits. Alright, the first thing to do is take off the brass nuts. So there's a plug inside here. The integrals are both off. So here's a cartridge. You see red is for hot. It doesn't say actually anything on it about this side up, but this is the red side, so that's gonna go in. Wiggle back and forth until it fits. The nut will go on. So just hand tight. Alright, so this is the chrome. You have a thicker side, you have a thinner side. The thinner side goes in towards the wall. And now you have this piece here. So you see how it's beveled. So it's threaded on the inside. It's only going to go on really one way. Alright, so these are one of the two brass screws. You see the indentations. So those are where you're going to snap it off. So take the head of the screw, go to the inside, And then whatever indentation is the closest, which happens to be this one here, it'll be snapped off here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a grinder and just cut this off. Alright, so here's our plate. Now, these two holes have to line up with these two. And don't forget to turn on the integrals, because if you don't, there's going to be no water. Okay, so from my understanding, this thing is magnetic. So there's a hole at the bottom that will go to the bottom. I mean, you can't put it upside down because this says Riobel and it's upside down. So, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Alright, so here is the chrome. Again, just go off the face what it looks like. And then make sure that it is pointing straight down. Yeah, it's okay. So there is a small cover that you need to take out of here, and there's just an Allen key. Alright, with the top set screw on, give it a pull. That's okay, so the cover can go back on. And now here is a small set screw that goes on for the handle. Now it does have an Allen key head. I mean, it can only go on one way. Okay, that should be it for the trim for the diverter here. Alright, so for this design, 1, 2, and then there's 3 on the other side. So the tub spout is 1, the shower head is 2, and then the hand wand is 3. So I've already tested this, everything works out. But just for the sake of demonstration, so that's 1. That is 2, and then we'll go over to 3. And that is 3. Everything works, the water is nice and warm. So this is finally done, everything looks good. So what we'll do now is now review this job. Alright guys, so that concludes this job. So when it comes to a tub or a shower valve or diverter, planning is 80%, execution is 20%. If you do a solid rough-in, you're going to have a cakewalk of a finish. Everything worked out well. The nipple length worked out. I had no problems with anything. Now, when it comes to doing the rough-in portion or behind the wall portion, if you will, I've always learned to do copper. I think it's more solid, it's better, and long term it's just going to last longer. Otherwise, everything went well on this job. I had no issues, so I'm very happy with the end result. The time on this job. The time was about 6 hours. So it took me roughly an hour to do the finish, and then everything else was on the rough-in side. But I didn't run into any problems. Like I said, plan your job out. Depth for the actual cartridge is going to be a huge thing, and then where your finish wall is going to be. Guys, refer to part 1 because I did go into detail for this information. The cost of this job. The cost was about $1,100. So the trim kit itself was almost $900. This is a customer supplied. The rough-in was just over $100, and then copper, flux, solder, and the other parts just for the rough-in came out to roughly about $1,100. This is the most comprehensive valve I've done, because in construction everyone is cheap and they just do the basics. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I hope something here is going to help you on your project when you need to go ahead and do that. Guys, till next time, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next project.